Welcome back to the Super Divorce YouTube channel exclusively tonight. I have been saying the YouTube and or Twitch stations, but guess what? That was me dusting my hands off of Twitch. We're not doing that anymore. There's been all this stuff going on the past few days. I've been seeing people talk about Twitch, and they're apparently not going to let people simulcast anymore. So I was like, alright, no one watches me on Twitch anyway. I don't give a shit. I'll just stop going on Twitch. I'll stop streaming over there. Not like I'm blowing up their servers anyhows. But if they're going to make me choose, right? If they're going to make me choose YouTube or Twitch, no one watches me on Twitch. Yeah? Whatever. Not worried about it. What's up, Ghoulie? Ah, you made it. You made it tonight. Arr! A fantastic excursion awaits. Glad to have you on deck. How you doing tonight, everybody? It's quite a bit later than I intended to get started here with tonight's Sega Mania stream. Sega Mania. I didn't even do my proper introduction. It has been too long. I'm out of rhythm and I'm out of sync, but that's okay. We'll get back into it here as we go. But anyhows, welcome to the Super Divorce YouTube channel. Nicholas Villar's here, aka Super Divorce, and welcome to the 54th edition of Sega Mania. Sega Mania is a live streaming, internet-based, video game-centric program in which we are making our way merrily through the pages of the late great Sega Mania magazine. I got my copy right here. And what we're doing on Sega Mania is, like I said, we're making our way through the pages. What does that mean? Are we just leafing through them? No. Sega Mania is an old school, fan-run, fan-funded, yet highly professional video game magazine focusing on the Sega video game consoles and games themselves. And so through the pages of Sega Mania, all 7 issues that ran from 2021 through 2022, many video games were reviewed. Many video games were reviewed in the pages of Sega Mania magazine. And what I said when Sega Mania shut down was that's not going to be the end of the Sega Mania story. Just as Sega Mania were maniacs for Sega, I, in very short order, became a maniac for Sega Mania magazine, thus Sega Mania. We're maniacs for Sega Mania magazine here. And so, to extend the life of that great magazine and to show it off to people who never got a chance to read it when it was being, what would you call it, when it was being published. There it is. I hope to spread the word still in its afterlife here and share this great magazine with everyone out there. Not just the games that were in it, but also the reviews written within the pages of Sega Mania. Some of the most entertaining reviews I've ever read. Some of my favorites by their resident journalists. And so, here on Sega Mania, we started with the very first review in issue number 1. We read the review, we play the game reviewed in the review, and then I review it and stack my review up against the Sega Mania review. And sometimes we butt heads, and sometimes we get along just fine. It's a fun, family-friendly, not really. It can be family-friendly, depending on how lax you are with your rules concerning language and fucking situational content, all that kind of stuff. Innuendo. It could be family-friendly. I don't know. I don't know how you run your family. Anyhow, we are working our way through. We are covering every review from the pages of Sega Mania. We got through all the games reviewed in issue 1, all the games reviewed in issue number 2, and now we're on issue number 3, working our way through that one. And tonight we have 2 games to review because, well, it was a dual review in the magazine. When you flip open to the review page, 2 games are covered in one review, and we're covering both of them. And we got Taz-Mania on the Game Gear and the Sega Mega Drive, aka the Genesis. Now, let me just look over to my chat, because I went on a little bit of a long ramble there. What's up? Gargus is here. Ghoulies here. Garg says, yeah, dude, Mega Drive Taz-Mania. We got someone excited about the Taz-Mania on the Mega Drive. Garg says that Game Gear Taz-Mania is super bad, though. Have fun. Well, normally, for people just joining in here, normally what I do is I'll give the games at least 30 minutes of playtime. Normally, in a Sega Mania review, they cover one game at a time. It's usually just one game, and I will give that game 30 minutes of playtime, and then I will assess it myself and see what I think. When they do a double review, so as to not make streams 5 hours long, I allot 15 minutes apiece to each game, at least. Now, that doesn't mean I'm going to turn off after 15 minutes. If I'm having a good time, I might keep playing. But I will give each game tonight at least 15 minutes. They have a little bit less time to make an impression when it's a double review. That's just the way it goes. But that's what we're going to be getting into tonight. 15 minutes with the Game Gear version, 15 minutes with the Mega Drive version. And yes, hello, Garg. Good to see you. What's up, Mr. Jorfus? It's been a while. Good to see you tonight, too. Can't speak this evening. You know what I think I need? I think I need to, this isn't beer. I've just started drinking these liquid death drinks, and they're pretty good. I like them. It's like a sparkling seltzer, and they're flavored naturally. Very tasty. This one is the Severed Lime edition. It's almost, I mean, it's like a stand-in for Diet Sprite or Diet 7-Up, a Diet Sierra Mist. Do they make those anymore? I haven't seen Sierra Mist for a long time. I used to like it a lot. Let's see. Jorfus said, Nick, thankfully you uploaded videos. I thought that you were D for a moment. Thought I was dead. No. Life just got crazy busy, and then it was kind of a hard reset moment. I was like, all right, I need to get the daily uploads going again. I got to get those going. I got to get my crown back as the emperor of uploads. And I'm getting back in the swing of things, back in the pocket. Unfortunately, today I tried to do 2 different games, and both of them were no good for uploading. No good. I won't go into it. Just know that I tried. I tried, and then I just I had to pull the plug on both of them. Pretty disappointing. And then with the rest of the time, I had to prioritize getting this stream ready, so I don't like that happened. I might check when I get done streaming tonight, pop over to Itch and see if anything new came out that I might be able to upload, something that's maybe like a 15 to 20 minute playthrough. So we might get a daily upload yet before I go to sleep. We'll see. Perhaps keep your eyes peeled. Ghoulie said, guess what? I still got updates after this long. Ghoulie has been filling us in on his love life for some time now. And he said he's got updates in all caps. All caps updates. By the way, I gotta point out, look at this. We got a special edition ponytail stream tonight. How about that? Huh? You don't see that anymore, do you? How many guys are confident enough these days to do just an old-fashioned ponytail? Everyone's got to do the man bun. Well, around here, I still like to do an old-fashioned ponytail. So, let's see. We're going to be waiting on Ghouly's update. Love Life update from Ghouly. And Mr. Jorphus with a joke of the night before we get started. Whenever you're ready, Jorphus, hit us up with tonight's joke of the night. And here we go. Ghouly's Love Life update. Ghouly says, "So, we are still talking, and relatively frequently, but Ghouly thinks that he's a bit out of the picture for now. Thinks that if he stays close, he may still have a shot." Well, last time we talked, this girl who Ghouly's been interested in for some months now, she, I believe, it seemed like she was going to start maybe dating one of Ghouly's best friends. It was like a love triangle situation. But Ghouly had given them his blessing because he thinks the guy's a nice guy, and he felt like, all right, well, if she's not going to be with me, he's a good guy for her to be with. But he's still maintained regular contact with the girl. They're still talking. I don't know about what this other guy's got going on, or if that ever materialized into something. How's that going, Ghouly? Is your friend currently dating this girl now, or did that kind of fizzle out? What happened there? Mr. Jorphus' joke of the night, right now. Here it is. Why don't skunks have to pay taxes? Answer: because they only have 1 cent. Ha! That's a good one. Thank you for that. Though I don't know if it's topical. Jorphus usually provides topical jokes of the night that have to do with the game we're going to play, but tonight, unless you're... I guess you could make the connection to Pepe Le Pew, a fellow Looney Tunes character with Taz. Bouncing back to Ghouly's love life, he said that his friend has done better than he has. Ghouly's friend has done better than Ghouly. It isn't official yet between Ghouly's friend and Ghouly's love interest, but Ghouly thinks they may, let's see, they talk almost multiple times a day. Well, you know, if you feel like you're still in the mix, that's good. So, we won't complain about that, will we? Okay. And Jorphus confirms that that joke was topical because he was referencing Pepe Le Pew, who is a fellow Looney Tunes character with Taz. Okay, alright, close enough. We'll allow it. So, before we get into tonight's review, I'd like to let you guys in on a little insider knowledge here. What I always like to call the Pineapple Tidbits segment of Sega Mania. We're gonna just take a look at some nice little trivia, some fun facts about the game at hand. And so, with that, please enjoy this graphic I'm gonna place up on the screen for you now. Got some pineapple themed footage here that will hopefully sort of pull you in, you know, envelop you, connect you to the material and to the trivia a bit with a bit more intensity. Please enjoy the pineapple footage while I read you some pineapple tidbits, some trivia about Taz-Mania on Sega Mania. Okay, here we go. And Garg needs Cheez-Its to sustain himself. He's gathering Cheez-Its on which to feast. Maybe you could grab some Cheez-Its, dump them in a bowl, and then on top of the Cheez-Its pour some pineapple tidbits, and then mix and mash them all together. That might be tasty. Okay, so Taz-Mania. This one developed by Recreational Brainware on the Mega Drive. The only game, to their credit, the only game that Recreational Brainware ever developed as a company, as a development team. And then also developed by New FX, that's NU, like new metal, but New FX, letter X, New FX. That's who developed the Game Gear version. New FX, popular for doing the NBA Street Series, as well as the NBA Live Series in the late 90s and early 2000s, until they were acquired and consumed and gobbled up by EA in 2004. They were doing pretty well, but then EA swooped in. When's the last time you heard of NBA Street? When's the last time you heard of NBA Live? That's what happens. EA, they just kind of do this. They kind of slink in. They gobble little development teams up. I don't know what they tell these guys. Here's a bunch of cash. No, we're not going to disband you. Don't worry about that. No. You're just going to have more money to make the games you want to make now. And then, of course, they end up dissolving these teams, and then people end up scattered about the games industry. Some of them leave altogether, and it's tragic all the time. All the time tragic. But it happens over and over and over again, doesn't it? Programmer Yusuke Abe worked on Taz-Mania in 1992 and then disappeared. Speaking of disappearing from the games industry, Yusuke Abe, programmer for this game, disappeared from the video game programming world for about 22 years until reappearing to do game design for 2014's Hyrule Warriors on the Wii U, which is a pretty fun game if you've never played it before. It's kind of like Dynasty Warriors, but set in the world of Zelda. It's a neat game. The Wii U is a neat system, highly underrated. Kind of feels like a cousin of the Dreamcast in that sense. But anyway, Yusuke Abe then followed that up with design work on Attack on Titan 2 for the PS4 in 2018. And now he seems to have gone back into hiding. So I thought that was an interesting layoff there. You work on a game in 1992, and then you're gone until 2014, and you come back and you work on a Zelda game. How the hell? Kind of impressive, really. Another odd bird is a Japanese guitarist by the name of Takashi Masuzaki, who worked as a composer on the Master System version of Taz-Mania, which was not reviewed here in Sega Mania magazine, so we're not covering that one, but there was a Master System version, and this guitar player, Takashi Masuzaki, worked as a composer on the Master System version of Taz-Mania in 1992, followed by the Ninja Warriors on Sega CD in 1993. Then he fucked off from the game industry as well until 2014, when he returned to play guitar on Mario Kart 8. And then he appeared on Super Mario Odyssey in 2017, and then he also played guitar on Super Smash Bros. Ultimate in 2018. So there's some deal going on with people who worked on this game. I don't know if they had such horrible experiences that they just had to leave the games industry for several decades and then come back. But it's like, it's not like these guys left and then came back and worked on an indie game. You got this guy working on a little bit of music for Taz-Mania. He leaves the games industry, and then he comes back and he's working on Nintendo titles. Mainline, big budget, Mario Kart, Super Smash Bros., Super Mario Odyssey. That other dude, you leave, I don't want to work in games anymore. I did Taz-Mania and I'm done. And then you get the itch, hey, you know what? I think I'll come back and work on Hyrule Warriors on a Zelda game. Now, I mentioned Recreational Brainware as being the developers behind the Mega Drive version of Taz-Mania. The two lead programmers at that company, at Recreational Brainware, were two guys named Bert Sloan and Jonathan Miller. And after the apparent disbanding of Recreational Brainware following the release of Taz-Mania, Miller went on to design a game called Shakan, which is a very famous Sega Genesis / Mega Drive title, and also Taz in Escape from Mars on the Mega Drive, which is kind of like a sequel to this game. Before he worked as executive producer on Blood Omen Legacy of Kain, Legacy of Kain Soul Reaver, and then Gex Enter the Gecko. Following that, his last release was in 1999 on one of the Soul Reaver games. No credits after that. He hasn't done anything since. Bert Sloan worked on Shakan with Miller in 1992. Then, what did he go on to program? One of the worst games that I've ever played on this program here. One of the worst episodes of this program you'll find. You can go back and watch it if you'd like to. I don't advise you to do so. But this guy, Bert Sloan, went on to program The Amazing Spider-Man vs. Kingpin, but not the version we played here. At least Bert Sloan worked on the Sega CD version, which I've not played. If I recall correctly, I believe maybe Garg Dargus in the chat had played the Sega CD version, or talked about it. I don't recall exactly, but then Bert Sloan also did the hiatus thing, doing programming work on Jet Moto 3 on PlayStation back in 1999. Then taking how long off? 20 years. Took 2 decades off, only to come back as engineer on the 2019 PS4 re-release of Medieval, which I have upstairs in my physical collection, and I've never played it. So there you go. Something about this game, people working on it, leaving the games industry for decades, and then coming back and working on these. Medieval is not really on the level of like your main line first party Nintendo titles, but it's still a really well-known game. So I don't know, man. There you go. Pineapple tidbits for you related to Taz-Mania. Okay. Jorfus said, man, this fruit video reminds me of the second stream I watched in this channel. Oh my, I still remember the Raspberry song. Oh, yeah. The Raspberry song. That was a good song, I think. I haven't done a sing-along in a long time. Ghoulie suggests perhaps this game gave them mania. It might have. But a good mania, a mania that ended up working out. How do you leave an industry at... I don't really want to say this is like bottom rung tier, but it's not the top of the tippy top. It sold really well in the UK, I did read that. But it's not like anyone's #1 greatest Game Gear or Mega Drive game of all time. So how do you leave the video game industry for decades following the release of Taz-Mania, and then you come back and you just walk into Nintendo first-party titles? How do you do that? Well, perhaps the secret lies with the people we've talked about tonight, if you really want to know. Might be a good project for an investigative journalist out there. As for me, I don't think I have time to track it down. Can't do that. Ghoulie is lamenting me bringing up Spider-Man vs. Kingpin. An awful game. Awful, awful game. Really, really bad. Jorfa said, what happened to Batman? Do you mean the Batman game? We played that on the last stream. Played that on, what was it, Tuesday night? Or no. Was it? Is that what we did? No, that was Alien. Batman was the last game I played before I took the extended break there. And it wasn't too great, as I recall. Okay, so there's our pineapple tidbits for tonight. Now it's time for me to grab my floppy copy of Sega Mania magazine right here. And I'm going to go ahead and flip open to page 36. And right here on the screen, we're going to replace the pineapples with a graphic of the Sega Mania review. If you were to open up Sega Mania magazine to page number 36, you'd see something a little bit like that. Right in the center of the screen there, I've got the Sega Mania magazine review. Usually, at this point, I would also offer you an opportunity to look in the description of this video and head over to the Sega Mania magazine online archive, where you could flip through a very high quality PDF version of this magazine. All 7 issues were available on the Sega Mania magazine online archive. Unfortunately, it is gone now. It's being taken down. So we're gonna have to make do with the graphic on the screen and me reading you the words of who? The words of Sega Mania magazine journalist and celebrity, the great Simon Pike. Another fantastic Simon Pike review coming right up for you. Ghoulie said, wait, did I just say issues correctly? Did I? I said issues. I hope. That's how it's supposed to be. See, everyone loves Simon Pike. There he is, just scrolling across the screen for you. And now, without further ado, let me read to you Simon Pike's review of Taz-Mania. Simon says, it's easy to see the appeal of Taz as a character. He's grouchy and prone to lash out. He only barely understands the world around him and is mostly interested in food and the acquisition and consumption thereof. He's basically a walking hangover. Most of us have been there, and this makes him a sympathetic character who is easy to root for. Developers Recreational Brainware are giving us the chance to play as the lovable dervish in this chaotic platformer for the Mega Drive, and fairly unsurprisingly, playing as Taz can be a fun and cathartic experience. It's not all yellow skies though, so let's head to a land that's way down under and find out if Taz-Mania is worth your hard-earned pocket money. At first glance, the game is a fairly standard platformer, with lots of references to the cartoon to keep fans happy. The brief opening describes a mythical giant bird that can lay eggs big enough to feed a family for months, and Taz heads off in search of its rumored location with thoughts of a gigantic omelet in his head. The graphics are bright and bold and match the style of the cartoon very well. And Taz himself is full of personality and animated with all the mannerisms that make him such a beloved character. More importantly though, the game has some interesting ideas that make it stand out from the crowd. For starters, Taz can eat pretty much anything he finds, but not everything is good for him. No. Fish, chicken, and water bottles will give Taz a health boost, but bombs, weed killer, and other such hazards aren't quite good for the metabolism. Taz will automatically eat many of the things that he comes into contact with, so players will have to proceed carefully to ensure that his appetite doesn't get him into trouble. Hilariously, he'll also eat certain enemies, which can be very satisfying, especially if the enemy has been causing you trouble. Taz's signature spinning is another interesting mechanic. He can destroy most enemies and projectiles while spinning around the levels, and can gain extra distance on a tricky jump, but he will also knock helpful power-ups away and is much more difficult to control, so caution is advised. As you progress through the game, you'll run into various bosses, most of which are susceptible to a well-timed spin or jump attack, but they're entertaining nonetheless. The developers have actually done a really good job of finding the right balance between making Taz feel as powerful as he should be, he's an absolute beast after all, and giving the player some decent challenge. It results in a fun experience that can only occasionally slip into frustration as you get to grips with the mechanics. There is a good amount of variety in the levels as you progress through the game, and new features and mechanics are introduced if you are coming to the Game Gear version of Taz-Mania after playing the popular Mega Drive version. You'll certainly be in for a mild surprise. While certain things remain constant, Taz-Mania on the Game Gear, gaining the subtitle The Search for the Lost Seabirds, is not a straightforward platformer. Instead, you're given a series of levels which are entirely composed of a single gimmick. For example, the opening level sees Taz escaping a rolling boulder of doom by carefully conserving energy and claiming pickups while steering clear of obstacles. And the obligatory ice level consists entirely of Taz sliding down a slope on a piece of branch as you try to jump and spin to avoid colliding with the scenery. It's interesting, that's for sure, but each level just feels like a single set piece in what should be a larger platformer, especially if you've played the Mega Drive version and were expecting more of the same. What we're left with is almost an entire game of set-piece memorization and trial and error. There's no room for strategy or exploration. Your progress relies entirely on you getting stuffed by something and then having to remember it next time around. There is some more traditional platforming later on in the game, but honestly, many players are unlikely to get that far. We probably won't tonight, I might add, from the sounds of it. This isn't to say that the game is bad because it's not a platformer. That would be a silly thing to say, but it just might not be what you're after. The visuals are pretty good on the Game Gear, borrowing the art style and color palette of the cartoon to decent effect. The Taz sprite is well done and captures his personality even on the small screen. The music, however, appears to have been composed by someone rolling their face along a keyboard. And the sound effects, while actually a little less obnoxious than those of the Mega Drive version, are still somewhat grating. If you have access to a Mega Drive, there is a clear winner here between the two versions. But if you absolutely must play Taz-Mania on the go, then just be prepared for a more limited experience than you might be expecting. And there you go. Thank you very much, Simon Pike, for your review tonight of Taz-Mania. We'll see, after I've had a chance to play both, what I think of Simon Pike's opinion on both games. Garg says, I'm going to have a delicious cigarettes. Have a good brisket, says Mr. Jorpus. Taste Mania, Spaz Mania. People are spazzing out in the chat. Ghoulie points out the first level of the Game Gear version of Taz-Mania sounds like the opening act of Indiana Jones' Raiders of the Lost Ark. Yes, it does sound like that. In fact, we'll see. Garg said I'm probably not getting past level 1 on the Game Gear version, which is what we're going to play first. Alright, well, you know, we'll give it a shot, please, and see what happens. Ready to fire it up here. And let me go ahead and do that in just a second. Just go ahead and starting it up here for the Game Gear, and there we go. Taz-Mania on the Game Gear for 15 minutes. Starting it up now. Kind of an annoying... Yeah, the sound's a little annoying here. Hopefully it's not blasting you guys in your eardrums. How does it sound? It sounds really loud to me compared to a lot of games I've played. If I need to turn it down, please let me know. Hold on. The Search for the Lost Seabirds. Here we go. Oh, there it is. Well. Alright. so don't go back the other way. I guess I gotta... I'm just spinning. Is that what I'm supposed to do? I don't know. Thought I can eat the water. Well... Okay, so spinning kills me. So I maybe just want to spin a little bit at a time. Oh. Well. Did the water heal me at all? Well, do I have to do something special to pick up the... Oh, okay. And you can't... Obviously, you can't just jump and let it roll under you. That'd be too easy. Okay, I'm, hold on now. How do I grab and eat? Oh, you gotta, like, bend down and pick it up. Game over. Again. I'm kind of glad that I only have to do this for 15 minutes. Okay, so I gotta pretty much tornado my ass until I see something. No. Okay, get our turkey. Get our water. Go on! Get it. What the f- what's the point? If there's gonna be rocks dropping on me. Almost there. Go, go, go! Come on. Get some distance here. Alright, well, anytime you want to give me something else to eat, that would be good, probably. Do I get anything? What the f... I thought that was going to be the end of the level. I suppose they want me to tornado across that chasm. Okay. So... Oh, I can't eat that one either, I guess. Jeez. Go, go, go. Get your water. Go, go, go! Get some space. Go, go, go! Gosh. Got too close to me on that one. Get your water. No, no, no! So, yeah, sometimes you get your energy and sometimes not. Nice. Very nice. Alright, go, go, go. Tornado it up. Well, shouldn't have stopped for that, I guess. Whatever. I don't know, I can't remember this shit after playing through like 2 times. Go, go, go! Stop. Huh. Isn't that something? You know, I used to watch a public access show called Isn't That Something? And I found a few episodes of it on YouTube. It was broadcast out of Fort Wayne, Indiana, and it featured this probably 50s, 60-year-old man. I think his name was Mick. Not Nick, Mick with an M, like Mickey Mouse. And he had a fedora and usually kind of sparkly get-up, sparkly jacket, kind of overweight guy with long hair. And he'd come into the room smoking a cigar, and he would play different records and dance to them, and then he would like tell some stories in between each song that he played. And would air at like midnight on Fridays and Saturdays or something. Out of Fort Wayne, Indiana. Isn't that something? Isn't that something? If you want to watch Isn't That Something, look up an episode. Look up Isn't That Something Public Access Fort Wayne on YouTube and see what you think. And let me know in the comments below later. Let me know next time I stream if you watched an episode. I'd like to get your thoughts on that. Gosh. Okay. Back to this. Back to Taz-Mania, the search for the lost seabirds. This game feels like a sick joke. Get your little chicken dinner. Get your little water. Alright, spin it up. I knew that was going to happen, but I felt like I needed it anyhow. I knew it was going to be a calculated risk. Pick it up and go. Go, go, go. Get some distance. I think we might be near the jump here. Almost at the jump. I tried jumping at... What do you gotta do? Can you jump and then... No, you can't. I was like, can you jump and then spin in the air? No, you can't do that. So, So I don't know. I don't know what the mechanic is here. I don't know what they're looking for. They don't want you to simply spin across the chasm because you don't get enough air. You fall right into it. So what is the player to do? It'd be nice if I could get up to the edge, jump, and then spin dash the rest of the way across, but I don't think I can do that. See, let me try it. No, I can't. Won't let me do it. Spin while jumping or you won't clear it. Like I'm trying to do that. I was trying to spin and jump at the same time. It's not working. How do you spin and jump at the same time? Oh dear. Oh dear. How do you spin and jump? Like, what do you do? I don't understand. I don't have the instruction manual. If there's something I'm supposed to be doing and I'm not. Go on. Go, go, go. We'll just leave that alone. That was going to be a trap anyhow. Try and drink that up. Spin and jump. Spin and jump. Again. Again. Okay, let's try again. Let's go. Yep. Yep, that wasn't it. Get yourself a little drink there, Taz. Mr. Mania. Go ahead and have a chicken dinner. It'd be nice if we could winner the chicken dinner. Sound. Not too good. Very jumbly. It's like a very disorienting kind of like an evil funhouse. It's like music you would imagine people going crazy to. Like, what the fuck? What are you... I don't get the mechanic! Huh? It's like trying to play tag with at the body shop. You know what I mean? It's like playing tag at the auto shop with the really fast guy. You don't get the mechanic. He's too fast. It's beyond my reach. It's not happening. No, you just go ahead and spin over your food dishes. That's fine. And get yourself a sip of water there, Mr. Sipplewitz. Spin and jump. Just gotta spin and jump. You ever seen the video where the guy's got the bottle rocket in his mouth? He lights the bottle rocket and he's gonna shoot it out like from between his teeth, betwixt his teeth. And then it just smokes for a minute and it blows up right in his mush. Big puff of smoke, and then he like turns the camera all lazy-eyed. That's how I feel playing this game. It's like every time I get to the end, there's like that bottle rocket exploding in my face. I don't get it. I don't understand. Why would you do it? Why would you do it? Why would you do it, anything like this to a player? You just want to deliberately piss people off and make them stop playing your game. Yeah. You know. Yeah, just, you know. Didn't need to try for it, but figured, why not give it a shot, please? Oh boy. How much time we got left here? Hopefully not much. Woo boy. What a game. What an experience. Imagine you pick this. Here's probably what happened to many unfortunate children back in the day. They went to a friend's house. Their friend had Taz-Mania on the Genesis and the Mega Drive. And then later that week, they're about to go on a big trip with the family. Mom was like, I'll take you to Toys R Us and let you buy a new game for your handheld Sega you got. Your game, it's called a Game Gear, Mom. Yeah, okay, I'll take you and get a new game for your handheld Nintendo you got. Ugh. So Mom takes you over to Toys R Us. And you're like, hey, Taz-Mania? I played that at Jerry's house the other day on the Mega Drive, and it was really fun. Man, that would be cool to get it on the Game Gear and take with me on my big trip. This will keep me busy the whole way out to Lake Cumberbatch. Oh boy. Little did those kids know, every kid in a situation like that, where they played Taz-Mania on the Mega Drive over at Jerry's house and then picked up the Game Gear version thinking it was the same thing. Spoiled like your one game a year that you actually get on a non-Christmas or birthday. Buy this game. Never make it past the first level, ever. Bad news. Complain to your mom, I can't make it even past the first level, it's a ripoff. And she probably says, good, you play that thing too much anyway, you need to go outside. Go build a fort. No! Alright, we're at 15 minutes, that's all. That's enough out of you. That's enough out of you, sir. We're done. We're done with the likes of you. Simon Pike. I don't know if you warned us well enough about the Game Gear version. I don't know. We might be mincing words at the end of this thing. We'll have to see. Okay, so now we've got the Mega Drive version coming up. Just give me 1 second. Let me get out of here. Get out of here. Get out of it. Head on back to the main menu so that I might go ahead and load up the Sega Mega Drive version of Taz-Mania. Where are you at here, Taz-Mania? Taz-Mania, right there. All right. Whoop! Made the wrong thing go away. I don't want to do that. Get rid of my whole graphics setup. That's what we want to get rid of, right there. Okay. Taz-Mania, 1992, Warner Bros. Jorphus gives Taz-Mania on the Game Gear a 300 Mr. Jorphuses out of a possible 1,000 Mr. Jorphuses. Now already, just from the little demo screen, that looks a million times better. Much smoother looking. Obviously, it's going to have better graphics. Start game. Here we go. 15 minutes beginning now. Once long ago, Taz-Mania was ruled by giant prehistoric seabirds. They were so big that one of their giant eggs could feed a family of our ancestors for a year. Oh, I guess sorry, I didn't mean to skip that. Thought I was supposed to press a button. And now we don't get to see the cutscene, the story. But here we go. All right, look at this. Very nice looking. Taz looks very Tazzy. His standing still sort of, look at him, waiting around, tapping his toe, kind of like Sonic does. Only Taz gets a bit more angry, doesn't he? Spinning around, moving his eyes all about, stomping up and down. Alright. So we jump with C, spin with B, just like in the other one. Eat some red peppers there. Okay, I thought that was a platform I could stand on. Guess not. Alright, now what do we got to do to this guy? Wait. I was told we could eat all the enemies. Diddly diddly dan, diddly diddly dan. Alright. So you don't have to, like, bend down and do anything to... Oh, wait, hold on. Eat that guy. Maybe I actually can stand on this. Oh, I can. Okay. Oh, but if you ride it all the way down, then you die. You get one of those rocks right up your ass. and it's going to be an instant death for you. Then I don't see the point in riding that at all. Look at that guy. Why is he making that sound? So these guys are only to be... What? What happened? Well, I guess we'll continue. Get up there. Oh, jeez. Damn it. Fuck. He's very, like... No! He's not very easy to control once you jump. Let me say that. It's like, if you jump up in the air, that's fine. That's good. It's this right here. It's like, he gets this momentum, and it's like you're just being launched across the screen, and then you can't hardly slow yourself down again. Makes it very, very tough to platform. Makes the platforming very slippery, as Mr. Jorphus says. Yes. Very like, look at that. Gosh darn. Like, it's nearly impossible to make just a small jump. Look at that. Holy shit. This is one of the most absurdly slippery platformers I think I've ever played in my life. Now, for total transparency, I have played this game. I remember playing it. Oh, come on. I was on top of him. What the f... Would you fucking stop? I can't get out! I played this as a young boy. My father at the time, or still my father, my father's girlfriend at the time, her son had this game on his Genesis. And I remember playing it with him one day, and like, I don't remember hating it. Maybe he was a bit further on in the game, and I was able to see some cool shit, but I don't know. My recollection of it is somewhat foggy, but what the fucking hell? Come on! Maybe let's just go over those guys. Not even worry about them. Okay, we had some water that refilled a little health for us. Are they gonna do that too, that guy? Maybe I should just try to get the hell out of here and to the end of this level. There we go. Well, at least I hit a checkpoint, I guess, right? I think that's what it was. It looked checkpointy. Try again here. So you eat the enemies. They don't necessarily all give you health, but they do seem to give you points. Whatever that's good for. Maybe you get an extra life or something once you accrue so many. Yep. Okay, moving along. Maybe a little better now. Nope, no, not another one of those. Damn. Really don't like those guys. They really kind of sully the entire experience here. Those blocky guys. What are they for? What are they on about? What's their deal? Just jump over him. Just jump over him. There. Yeah, we're not even worried about it. We're not going to try to ride on those guys. Just ignore them. Ignore and move past. There we go. Another checkpoint. Very good. Now you gotta time... that's probably death. One continue remaining. Alright. Here we go. From the top. Eat that guy. And just jump. Just jump right over him. There you go. Just don't even worry about those guys. That's my stratagem here. What hit me? What hit me there? Get some water. Now, did I need to jump up? Oh, stop it. There we go. Up and over. Just gonna try and bypass these enemies. It's like, yeah, you can eat them, but it seems like making contact with them also kills you. So why would you do it? Jump over! 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 Why don't you get over? See? I don't... there. Yeah, you spin dash into him, and then you take damage anyhow. What's the point in being Taz? There, okay. Okay. Alright. Got it. Ah, you got me. Good. Right into the spikes. What a nice rib. You know? Tasteless, but nice. Yeah. Just jump up and spin. Just jump and spin. Just jump and spin. Just jump and spin. There we go. Okay, get... There we go. Okay. Alright. Now don't take that one. I learned that last time. Okay. This little mini game. So slippery. So slippery. Woo! You couldn't make it slippery, more slippery than that if you tried. Slipperier. That's something else, man. How are we doing on time? That's probably about it, isn't it? This is like one of the most pathetic attempts ever, I think. Jeez. Gosh. 5 minutes left. All right. See if we can make it past level 1. One of those games that makes you feel like you never played a video game before. Can't you even make it past the first level? No. No, I can't. And probably you can't either. Jump! Jump up! Spin! Jump and spin! Jump and spin! Jump and spin! Jump and spin to get up! There you go! Gosh, it's doing the most just mundane, simplistic shit. Is like a gargantuan ask. What I hit? What do I keep hitting right there? Bang! Bang! Let you know you did something wrong. No matter what you do. Up we go. Alright, knock his ass on out of here. Bam, 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 bam. Yes. And then, on down here. And you can jump on him sometimes, and sometimes you can't. Up and over. Up, you gotta go up and over. You gotta jump over him. You gotta jump over him. Why can't... It's like 1 out of 100 tries, they'll actually let you go over top. Otherwise, you're just stuck. Okay. Grandma's slippery platforming. Oh, for fuck's sake. I was on top of it. Bullshit. Oh, you gotta love that. You gotta love it so much. Nope. Hey, we did it. We made it past level 1. Woo! I couldn't have done it without your help and support. Everybody watching, thank you. I felt it. It helped me carry on in my time of need. I almost thought about just saying, you know, I'm not going to bother with the last 5 minutes, but I thought about everyone out there who I would have let down. People would say, come on, you couldn't get past level 1, you had to be close. And I was close. I was very close. So close that I did it. With just a few more tries. Oh, we gotta... There, okay. Gotta make it over here. Up here. I really hate that sound. Why would you make an enemy do that? What is that supposed to signify? Is that how they talk? Is that their voice? Is that the only thing they ever say to each other? Try again. Go all the way back over. Try again. Ah. Nope. And these kinds of little situations and scenarios always piss me off too. When you're jumping up, you gotta do this like vertical platforming, but they don't put the next platform in a place that is apparent, that's obvious, so you just gotta be like, oh, maybe I just fucking jump off the side and spin as far to the left as possible. That's the only thing I can think to do. Let's see if it works. Oh, it did, and then I fell down 2 times. Okay. So that is what I do. You just gotta take that leap of faith, as it were. Jump all the way to the left. Turn around, please. Okay, alright. He's just staring at me and doing it. Alright, 15 minutes. Fine. You just stay there and do that all you want to. Go for it. That's fine. That's good. That's good. There we go. All done. Woo. Ugh. That was an exercise in horse shit tonight. Ooh, let me open up my Sega Mania magazine, issue number 3. Page number 36. Simon, Simon, Simon. At first glance, the game is a fairly standard platformer, says Simon Pike. Disagree. Unless he means literally first glance, like when you just look at it. It's a standard platformer. As soon as you start moving, however, you realize it's not a standard platformer. It's a platformer where they've made the platforming as unintuitive and as slippery and unfriendly as possible. Yeah, the graphics were bright and bold, like he says. They match the style of the cartoon very well. Taz himself is full of personality and blah, blah, blah. Yeah, that's right. That's right. The game has some interesting ideas that make it stand out from the crowd, says Simon Pike. For starters, Taz can eat pretty much anything he finds. But not everything's good for him. Okay, he's just describing the mechanics there. Though, right off the bat, there are those rock guys. You can't eat those guys. You can barely stand on top of them. And that's what it seems like they're there to do. It's like, oh, here's the enemy that will kill you from the front. But if you can jump on his head, he turns into a nice little shuttle. He'll shuttle you back and forth across the quicksand. Because it doesn't affect him for some reason, even though he's a fucking rock. And he should be sinking right down to the bottom faster than you. Anyway, they're fine. Can't jump on them though. Maybe one out of 1,000 times you can actually land that jump. Taz's signature spinning is another interesting mechanic. You can destroy most enemies and projectiles while spinning around, and gain extra distance on a tricky. Yeah, you can gain extra distance, but guess what? Good luck slowing him down. Good luck landing where you want to land. Until you got it memorized in your dome, just where the damn platform is, that they might not show you. So you got to spin all the way across the side of the screen just to figure out where to go next. And when you see it, you go sliding right on by it. And then you might follow the next platform and slide right on by that one too, because your momentum is so intense when you play as Taz. Maybe that's realistic. Maybe that's what it's really like for Taz. And that's why they did it that way. Maybe they were going for realistic. Maybe they were going for a simulation. An actual Taz simulator. As opposed to just a fun platform for kids to play. They were like, let's make this as difficult to play as it is for Taz to live. Taz having to learn how to stop himself once he gets going so fast. That's why he causes so much destruction. It's so difficult for him to stop. He's Taz. He's a spaz. He's a maniac. As you progress through the game, you'll run into various bosses, most of which are susceptible to a well-timed spin, blah, blah, blah. The developers have actually done a really good job of finding the right balance between making Taz feel as powerful as he should and giving the player some decent challenge. It results in a fun experience that can only occasionally slip into frustration as you get to grips with the mechanics. So maybe I just didn't get to grips with the mechanics. Maybe I needed longer. Maybe if I would have played for 3 hours, I'd be just acclimated, just nice, spinning around like an expert, like a pro, like a real Tasmanian devil. That's what he says about the game on the Mega Drive. And then Game Gear version, you remember, it talks about the differences and the controls, that it's not really a platformer. It's like a series of set-piece challenges that you have to go through. And we saw what the first one was. The Indiana Jones-like run from the big rolling boulder ball with the most absurd controls at the end. I mean, I don't know. If they wanted it to be like a timing thing, they should have just had like a very rudimentary quick time event. Once you get to that ledge, you just have to press jump and it'll like launch you across that wide open chasm or something, but that's not what happened. So Simon says that the Mega Drive version's better than the Game Gear version. Game Gear version had less obnoxious sound effects. The Game Gear version had more obnoxious music. The Mega Drive version had more obnoxious sound effects, and I'm really just zeroing in on the Stone guys. But that's it. So I'm in a bit of disagreement with Simon Pike tonight. Still a good review, but I just disagree with his appraisal. My lived experience is different than Simon Pike's here. And so, let me think. The Game Gear version from me is going to get a score of 100 Super Divorces out of a possible 1,000 Super Divorces. For the Game Gear version. For the Mega Drive version, because it looks so nice, and I could actually see spending more time with it, and maybe getting it down, learning the levels, and having some fun with it. It seems like it's an actual, like, game. It's an actual game that people could play. You just gotta get used to the controls. It is, I prefer my platforming to be, like, crisp, tight, crisp controls on platformers. I don't really like slippery shit platformers like that. It's just not my cup of tea. So, however, I understand that is a preference thing, and there's a learning curve. You could get used to it, and you could play it, and you can have fun. Fair enough. My personal score is not going to reflect the possibility that I'm going to have fun with it someday. It's going to reflect my experience with it now. But taking all that into account, I'm going to say I'm going to give this a generous 450 Super Divorces out of a possible 1,000. Taking some of the blame on my own shoulders, saying, alright, I see what you're going for. I don't like it very much. I could do it if I had some more time, but I don't really want to. But you paid attention to the details. You made a nice Taz. You made a nice world to spin around in. Okay. 450. And that's that. All right. The 450 surprised Mr. Jorphus. Kind of surprised myself. I kind of surprised myself with that score. But I'm trying to give props where props are due. The Game Gear version doesn't deserve shit. I probably gave that one too high a score at 100. Next time, we're back to a single review. And we're going to be taking a look at what you might call a shmup. A shoot 'em up. Side-scrolling shoot 'em up next time. Should make for some nice intense action. 30 minutes at least of intense shoot 'em up action next time on Sega Mania episode number 55. 55. Shiggity schwow. That's about it for now, though. It's been fun. Everyone, if you haven't done so, please sub to the channel and bong the gong for notifications so you know when new videos go live, so you know when I go live next time. Probably going to be on Monday night, Monday or Tuesday for the next episode, for number 55. So keep an eye on your notifications. And if you don't get one, if you don't get a notification, then just pop on by the channel and see if I'm live on Monday or Tuesday night. Like this video, comment below if you got anything to say. Questions, comments, concerns, requests, whatever you want. Doesn't even have to be video games related. Just drop by. Shoot the shit. Talk some shit. The comment section is your oyster, so crack it open. slam it down your throat and wash it down with a nice tall frosty mug of cocktail sauce. You can follow me on Twitter at Super Divorce, on Instagram at Super Divorce Band. Right there below me here, you can see that my Twitter handle and my Instagram handle is right there. I also play music from time to time. If you'd like to check out some Super Divorce tunes, you can do that on Spotify, iTunes, Amazon, wherever you stream your horse shit, you can find Super Divorce. So just type in Super Divorce, pick a song of your choosing, click on it, play it, see what you think. If you don't like it, try another one. Try another one again, and again and again, until you find something you like, because I think there's a little something for everyone there in the Super Divorce catalog. Give it a shot, please. To everyone who watched Lurking in the Shadows, all the lurking lurkers out there, thank you for your eyes and ears and for your views. Thank you. Just know you're welcome anytime you'd like to pop on in here and join the chatty Cathys in the chat. We also have to thank for chatting it up, keeping things lively and fun and fresh. Thank y'all, all the chatty Cathys. And everyone else. Thank you. Until next time, my friends. Take real good care. Keep kicking ass. Love you lots. Lord willing, I'll be back very soon with another video for you to watch. Bye-bye.